ocean, fishes in the sea. No, you mean the most to me. Tell me how long do I have to wait? Can I get you now? Oh baby, must I hesitate? Mr. Walter, would you do that? Well, if the river was whiskey, I was a diving duck. I'd swim to the bottom and I'd never come up. How long? Tell me how long can I get you now? Must I hesitate? Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been told St. Peter taught the angels how to jolly roll. How long do I have to wait? Can I get you now, or must I hesitate? It's T for Tennessee. If you don't like my peaches, don't you shake my tree. How long must I wait? Can I get you now, or baby, must I hesitate? Well, it's D for Denver, D for Destiny. Before the devil made a fool out of me. Tell me how long, tell me how long, tell me how long, tell me how long. Oh, baby, or must I hesitate? I got my hesitating stockings, I got those hesitating shoes. But God Almighty, I believe I got those hesitating blues. Oh, yeah. I must hesitate. Can I get you now? We're coming around. Or must I hesitate? All righty. Woo! Okay. We are jamming on here. Okay, well, before anybody thinks anything, let's keep going. All right, so that was Hesitation Blues. It was written, published in 1915 by W.C. Handy and a couple of white guys who published a different version of it. So it was one of the earlier blues written down, and it became a very popular kind of thing. It was a honky-tonk kind of vaudeville, ragtime deal, and 1900 was, turn of the century. Ragtime had taken over America, and this is pure African American, as one scholar said, the Senegambian mode, and it drove young white people crazy, and their parents thought it was the end of the world. And so kind of this is, we're going into the beginning of the 20th century here, and people are wanting to party. They're tired of being Victorian, at least some of them are. And and W.C. Handy considered himself the father of the blues. He was actually the first guy to try to write down the very weird key structure that's used in the blues, which really is not a Western key structure, and it doesn't fit in Western modes, because you know, they don't hang on to the note quite like we think you're supposed to, but it's very powerful. Alrighty, so the next one here is a fun little ditty, and this is kind of along the same lines. This was done in 1922, and it became a kind of a bluesy standard, going into Tin Pan Alley songs, R&B ballads, and so on. So it set the tone and sort of brought in some of the frameworks for this kind of music. And this stuff was African-American music and had been kind of, it was never considered to be important by white people. And so, you know, nobody was listening to it or thinking it should be recorded or any of that stuff. And once it was recorded, it drove people crazy, and they wanted more and more and more. So, hold on just a minute. Where's my water? All right. So this is Ain't Nobody's Dirty Business, and this was published in 1922. It was done by Bessie Smith and a bunch of other people, and it was in 2011. Jimmy Witherspoon's rendition of it was put into the Blues Foundation Hall of Fame as a classic blues recording. So this is getting into some of the real core blues, and it's your kind of three chord kind of a thing, but it's also got this very nifty country kind of picking lick to it, which I'll completely foul up, but we'll do our best here. Okay, so this is Ain't Nobody's Dirty Business, and I got to change my harmonica. That's why it didn't sound so hot the last time. Okay. Okay, so Ain't Nobody's Dirty Business. All right. If I should take a notion to jump into the ocean, nobody's business if I do. If I should get the feeling to dance upon the ceiling, ain't nobody's business if I do. Yeah. On Sunday, and cabaret on Monday, ain't nobody's business if I do. One day we got ham and bacon, next day there ain't nothing shaking, ain't nobody's business if I do. All right, that's track, and ain't nobody's business if I do. She drives a limousine, I buy the gasoline, and ain't nobody's business if I do. All right. Oh yeah. sell. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Well, candy's dandy, but liquor's quicker. You can get all the liquor down the Costa Rica. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Oh, yeah! Take a notion to jump into the ocean. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Well, if I get the feeling, dance upon the ceiling. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Well, I wanna go to heaven, don't wanna go to heaven, but I wanna go to heaven in the coconut shell. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Well, candy dandy, but liquor's quicker. You can get a liquor down the Costa Rica. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Okay, no music. All right, come around. Yeah. That's Mr. Walter Finch, bluesologist, on that guitar. Oh my goodness. Oh, I need a break. Okay. Well, those stamina building exercises haven't worked. Alrighty.
It's aerobic.
Aerobic, I know. That's what this is. Absolutely. Okay. So, let's see, where are we at? Oh, nobody knows. All right. So this is a lot of these songs we call blues aren't they? They're not like 3-chord songs, and part of that is because a bunch of forces were gathering there at the turn of the century, including classical musicians and European influences and Creoles who had suddenly been declared African Americans along with all the other African Americans and disenfranchised, and now they were all these classically trained musicians wandering around without a concert hall to play in, and they ended up hanging out with the blues guys and developing all these kind of things like ragtime and so on. So this was a called Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out. It was published in 1923, and this was the story kind of a millionaire who loses all his money, and you know, everybody gives up on him, and then he gets his money back, and then everybody suddenly cares about him, and so it's kind of the fickle nature of human relationships, I guess. So this was written by Jimmy Cox. And this was a vaudeville style, again, kind of a honky-tonk. Also, Bessie Smith did a great job on this song and really got it over the airwaves, and people bought a lot of her records. And that actually led the way into a whole trend towards African-American women, blues women, becoming very, very popular. And when you stop to think about it, having these black women who were really on the bottom of the status pole ending up becoming huge social, cultural icons, tremendously powerful people who organized the whole deal. They were the businessmen, business people, they were the accountants, they were the strategists, they kept everybody employed, and then they got up on stage and just knocked people's heads off. And so, God bless them all. Wonderful, wonderful people. Okay, so, changing the harmonic again here. So this is, again, Once I Lived the Life of a Millionaire. Eric Clapton was the last guy to really do a bunch of stuff with this. And some people don't think Eric's a blues man because he's a little too white, but pretty damn good technician. But okay. oh, champagne and wine. Then I began to fall so low. Didn't have no money and nowhere to go. When I finally get my hands on $1 again, I'm gonna hold on to that eagle grin, 'cause nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, not one penny, and as for friends, well, you just don't got any. Professor, tell us about it. One more time. Well, when you get back on your feet again, everybody wants to be your long lost friend. It might be strange without a doubt. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Walter. Take me home. Yeah. 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 When you get back on your feet again. Yeah, thank you, Walter. Everybody wants to be your long lost friend. It's mighty strange without a doubt. Alright, nobody knows you slow. No gal can use you. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Yeah! Walter Finch on guitar. And good old Jan over there. Jan there, Victor, on that, whatever that thing is. What is that thing, Jan? Oh, this is church. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're having church on Monday. We're the Monday church people. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Is this Matchbox Blues? Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, this is Matchbox Blues. And this is a song that Ma Rainey recorded, something kind of like it, called Lost Wonderin' Blues in 1924. And 3 years later, Blind Lemon Jefferson picked up that verse and turned it into a whole song called Matchbox Blues. And Blind Lemon Jefferson was one of these absolute geniuses, blind since birth, and he could play anything, and just the amazing technique that he had with guitar, and a great singer. And he was known to, he'd go to dances and he'd be there from 10 till 4 in the morning playing, and it would be just him. And he was one of the first people to actually make a living off of being a blues performer. And as a blind guy, he had a car, he had a chauffeur, And then he died a kind of mysterious death. He was about 30-something. Nobody knows quite what happened to him. Somebody thinks maybe he had a heart attack in a snowstorm trying to get home. Somebody else thinks he was murdered by a chauffeur. And this kind of is what happens to a lot of these blues heroes. They just kind of go off into mythland. Anyway, so I like this song because trying to figure out something different to do with things, and then one day at practice, Walt started doing some stuff on the guitar, and I went, oh man, keep doing that. So I love this song because I don't have to play guitar in it. Okay, Walt, you take it away whenever you want. How far the sea? How far the river, mama? How far the sea? Well, I got those tadpoles and minnows just all over me. Well, I'm standing here wondering, will a matchbox hold my clothes? Yes, I'm sitting here wondering, will a matchbox hold my clothes? I ain't got so many matches, but I got so very far to go. She coochies all the time. I got a girl across town. She coochies all the time. Ah, mama, you don't quit cooching, you're gonna lose your mind. Wanna try it one time, Mr. Walter? All right. With my showing up on my mind, yeah. Well, I got up this morning, I had that showing up on my mind. Oh, but the woman I love, she keeps me working all the time. Oh, Professor, do one time. woke up cold in hand. Well, I dreamed I was lucky, but I woke up cold in hand. Well, I dreamed I had you to myself, but now you find another man. Oh. To your side. If you got a good woman, you better pin her to your side. If she flags a ride, you know I'm about to let her ride. Yeah, Walter, one more time, sir. My clothes. Oh, well, I'm sitting here wondering, will a matchbox hold my clothes? We're gonna end it here now. Well, I don't got so many matches, I got so very far to go. Dr. Walter Finch, bluesologist, master's degree, PhD level. Oh my goodness, thank you, sir. Oh, that does my heart good. That really does. Okay, we did Trouble in Mind. Oh, we didn't actually do that really for real, did we? We did that for the sound check. All right, so we're gonna do a song here. Oh my goodness, I'm losing weight. This is where this is where we all get skinny. All right. So, it's Trouble in Mind. Real. This is a blues theme, right? So this was written by jazz pianist Richard M. Jones. First recorded in 1924. Early recordings were by people like Bertha Chippy Hill, with Louis Armstrong on the cornet and Jones on the piano, and actually Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys in 1936, which goes to show you that music reaches over all boundaries. And we might think that country and western is all white, but actually it's profoundly influenced by black music. So they should thank us, all right? Yep. Okay, so, Trouble in Mind. Here we go. Yes, sir, take us home, will you?
Burning low. Never had this much trouble in my young life before. Good one time, all right. One more time. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm going down to the river. Yeah, I'm gonna take my rocking chair. If the blues don't get me, I'm gonna rock on out of here. Yeah. Worried mind. When you see me laughing, you know I'm laughing just to keep from crying. One more time, doctor. Young Derricker, but I won't be blue all the way. Well, that sun is gonna shine in my back door. Well, some more that gun is gonna shine in my back door. That sun is gonna shine in my back door. Some old day. I'm good. This is Annie Jones Barnes here on the massive and incredible bass. Neil's on the amazing drums. So, yeah, should I take a break? I think I'll take a short break.
Mike, you want to do some stuff? I'm gonna not take a break from playing. I'm just gonna take a break from hammering it out quite so hard. Do you want to do some stuff or not?
Hey, just very quickly.
Okay.
Okay, so, well, if you can hear me, we'll go back to acoustic days. This guy, John Hancox, is from Arkansas, eastern Arkansas. I just recently wrote a book about him. And what his story tells you is a little bit about the things in between the blues and other forms of African-American music. So the book is called John Hancox, Southern Tenant Farmers Union, and the African-American Tradition. So these songs have many, many traditions that sort of flow together. And John Hancox was born in 1904. And so the blues were migrating through the part of the South that he lived in Arkansas, for his whole life. One of the people a number of people, Louis Jordan came from Brinkley, Arkansas, where John was born. Louis Jordan became a great jazz singer. The woman who started the blues, what's her name? She's also from Cotton Plant, Arkansas. No, started rock and roll, actually.
Sister Loretta.
Sister Tharp, yeah. She's from the same area that John's from.
Boy, did she kick butt.
Yeah. So all these people flowed out of this really, terribly desolate place where sharecropping and cotton farming was about all that you could do. And out of that, came this remarkable blues tradition that we're hearing from here. Out of it also came the Black Freedom Movement, the Civil Rights Movement. And this is Little Rock, Arkansas, this picture, 1957. Mississippi, during the 60s. A whole tradition of people using music as a way to salve their soul, but also to get courage to move on, to do the things that needed to be done. So these are some pictures from the period beyond John Hancox's early days in the South, but he was alive when all of this was going on. And so Steve and I are going to give you just a couple of his songs. But I think it goes to trying to appreciate the many parts of the black song tradition that go into the blues. That's not just about blues. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So this was a song that went back to, we don't really know exactly the origins of it, when it started, but it went back to the period when slavery fell apart. And this is a song that John did. This is recorded in 1937. So it's contemporary with all these songs that they've been singing. It's in a different framework, which is that John is singing this a cappella, no accompaniment. He was too poor to have a guitar, didn't have a radio, lived in the backwoods of Arkansas, but his parents and grandparents picked up all of these traditions through the black church and through labor organizing in the 1930s. And what John told me when I started interviewing him was that his grandfather told him all these stories about slavery, and that's where his music really begins. This was a song that was created during the Civil War, during Emancipation. It's called "Oh Freedom." And it's, oops, I went back. It's contemporary with the song that woke up this morning with my mind on freedom. It was one of the songs that was done in the Civil Rights Movement. But here's how John Hancock's told the song, and the pictures give you an idea of what he's talking about. And he was also a poet, and you'll find that also. Oh, maybe we don't have a soundtrack. Okay, so we don't have sound. So what I'll have to just tell you is that he created songs out of this heritage that were things that were handed down to him. So this, what he was singing here, "Raggedy, Raggedy Are We," came from an old church song. How beautiful heaven must be, sweet home of the happy and free, fair haven of rest for the weary. How beautiful heaven must be. And John turned it into a protest song. Raggedy, raggedy are we, just as raggedy can be. We don't get nothing for our labor, so raggedy, raggedy are we. Homeless, homeless are we, just as homeless can be. We don't get nothing for our labor, so homeless, homeless are we. But union are we, just as union can be. We don't get nothing for our labor, so union are we. So he was part of a group called the Southern Tenant Farmers Union. These were sharecroppers. Here they're having an initiation ritual. This is about 1935. Here they're registering people to join the union. These are extremely poor people in the middle of the Great Depression, 1934. The previous time that they tried to organize a sharecroppers union, it turned into a huge race riot in 1919 called the Elaine Massacre. In this little schoolhouse, 17 people got together to form a union, and in the discussion they said, well, we're in the middle of Jim Crow segregation, maybe we should form two unions, one for blacks and one for whites. And one of the survivors of the Elaine Massacre said, that's been the problem all along. Last time we did that, they set the whites against the blacks, and it turned into a race riot. And hundreds of black people were killed in this riot in 1919. Everybody was afraid of that this is what would happen. So they formed an interracial union, white and black leaders together. They didn't use, they used Mr. and Mrs. in the meetings so that nobody would say the N-word, nobody would say uncle or auntie or any of those kind of disparaging titles that whites used in the South. Instead, it was always Mr. and Mrs. And out of this, they formed a union with 30,000 members, sharecroppers all across the South. And they didn't last because mechanization eventually took those jobs away completely. Sort of like the NAFTA of today, the neoliberalism of today, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, where they open up the borders and you lose your jobs to machines and to trade. But for a brief moment, they were the civil rights movement before the civil rights movement, where they got people together and organized blacks and whites. And I'll finish with this one. Let's see if it'll go. One man can't do nothing by himself. Join the union tonight, but work hard and starve to death. Join the union tonight. That's like the perfect lyric. One man can't do nothing by himself, but work hard and starve to death. Join the union tonight. We're tired of working in the fields. Join the union tonight. Gonna stand back on our heels. Join the union tonight. come along, oh workers, come along. Help the union to grow strong. Get enrolled, stop toting such a load. We're gonna join the union tonight. We're tired of working from dawn to dusk. Join the union tonight. Join the union this we must. Join the union tonight. Come along, oh workers, come along. Help the union to grow strong. Get enrolled, stop toting such a load. We're gonna join the union tonight. We're gonna join the union tonight. So out of this, believe it or not, they formed a union with 30,000 members all over the Southwest. And these pictures show you the strength and the integrity of these people. This is John himself in early 1970s. And he went on to live to a ripe old age. And I met him when he was 84 or 85. And he was still writing songs. And he was writing songs about poverty and homelessness in the USA today. This was me and him in 1985. So we started writing songs together. And out of that, this is him at some of the meetings we held. And so the black song tradition really flows through the people. It was him carrying it personally, you know, to the next generation of people. And if it weren't for John Hancock's, we wouldn't know of these songs of the Sharecroppers Union. They wouldn't have even been written without John Hancock's. And just as a way of paying appreciation to the band, the traditions that you're carrying, there's so many different angles that we can come at it from. But keeping in mind that there are all these different influences in the African American song tradition. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. All right, we got a little education there. That's always helpful. Okay, so, alrighty. So I think we're going to do a St. James Infirmary. Is that right? Is that what's happening? With all this paper here, I can't find anything. Okay, so this song has been around a long time, St. James Infirmary. It actually was based on a 18th century English folk song called The Unfortunate Rake, or The Unfortunate Lad, or The Young Man Cut Down in His Prime. It was about a soldier who got venereal disease by spending money on prostitutes, and he dies. And, you know, that's very typically British. But when it came to America, it got all cleaned up, and it was about gambling and alcohol and women. Actually evolved into things like standards like The Streets of Laredo, believe it or not. First recorded as The Gambler's Blues in 1927 by Fess Williams and his Royal Flush Orchestra. And Fess Williams was an amazing, talented, and incredibly wonderful person, which people don't hear a lot about. Jazz version, played by Louis Armstrong, had been influenced by a lot of Latin American music, and this was the sort of calypso or the Latin touch that that Jelly Roll Morton talked about as bringing into everything, and it was part of the whole mix and part of what kind of created this whole very multicultural thing, as Mike was saying.
Yeah, he turned to the crowd around him, and this is what he said. I went down to the St. James Infirmary just to see my baby there. Oh, she was stretched on that long, long white table, so pale, so cold, so fair. Oh, do it one more time, boy. Wherever she may be, oh, she could search this whole wide world over, and she'd never find a man as sweet as me. Oh, when I die, won't you bury me? Hell, in my 10-gallon Stetson hat, put a $20 gold piece in my watch chain, so the gang will know I died standing pat. Professor, do it one time. To be my pallbearers, Professor Young. 6 chorus girls to sing me a song. Put a jazz band on that hearse wagon to raise some hell as we roll along. Well, now that you've heard my story, another shot of booze. If anyone should ask you, tell them I got those gambler blues. Do it one more time, sir. Goodness, I went to heaven and back. I'll take another shot of booze. If anyone should ask you, tell them I got those gambler blues. Well, if anyone should happen to ask you, tell them I got the gas. Love, blue.
Woo! Alrighty, well, I broke a string on my guitar. Luckily, I'm going to change guitars anyways. So, this now, we're going to bring on a song here by Robert Johnson. And Robert Johnson is one of the more mythical figures in the blues. He died a very... What's that? Are we in the wrong song? Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. He was one of these guys who he was brilliant. I think people compared him to a Mozart, that he was just born with this amazing talent. There was also the myth that he'd gone to the crossroads and given his soul to the devil, and the devil played a chord on his guitar, and then he could play the blues after that. And that was part of the whole tradition of the blues, was this kind of thing about selling yourself over to the devil. This is, in fact, not what he did. But it's an interesting thing that there's always this kind of conflict, but, well, not so interesting, obvious conflict between the church folks and the blues folks. And you had people like Son House, who actually taught Robert Johnson and survived Robert Johnson and was part of the blues revival in the 60s. And I actually had the honor of playing harmonica on stage with Son House many, many years ago. But so Robert Johnson was he wandered around, played the guitar, and he dressed real well. He had lots of women, and that was the problem, that he would kind of focus on some lady in the audience, and it didn't matter if she was somebody's wife or not. And one of the stories of how he died was that the owner of a bar where he was playing a juke joint, he was kind of hitting on the guy's wife, and so the guy put some rat poison in the whiskey and gave him a whiskey, and you should never drink whiskey from an open bottle is the moral to that. Anyways, so he died, and it was a horrible death apparently. Nobody quite knows where he was buried, but he recorded 29 songs, and those songs were incredibly important in bringing the blues first to England, actually, where they didn't have the sort of racist issues that we did, and they heard the sound, they heard the talent, and they just loved the stuff. And so, that was the British Revolution when the Stones and the Beatles and the Kinks and so on came to the U.S. and took it all by storm and turned around American rock and roll. And the whole deal about that was that they had cherished our traditions, which we had failed to really see the value in. And so when they brought it back, it was something that really struck an enormous chord in people like me, for example, at that age in the 60s. And with everything else that was happening, it got real psychedelic after a while. Okay, so we're going to do this song, Robert Johnson song called If I Had Possession of the Judgment Day. And I'm going to have to get my guitar out of here. So I'm going to do it not in the style of Robert Johnson, which is too subtle for me and a rock and roll framework. So I'm going to do a Robert Johnson song in the style of Son House, and thereby giving my praise and thanks to two incredible fathers of the blues. All right, hold on just a minute. Don't go anywhere. Plug in. Where's my plug in? Oh, there it is. This was a guitar that was developed when the blues started when they'd become formed enough that they were a group effort and became dance bands and so on. And, you have to have a certain form to things if you're going to have several people playing along with it. And so that kind of forces things into an agreed upon form. And that's when the blues form began to take shape, and the 12-bar blues came out of all of that. And anyway, so they didn't have amplification in those days, and so that was kind of an issue. And guitars weren't very loud, so when they started bringing in other stuff, you know, it wasn't happening too much. So this thing is kind of like an acoustic speaker, basically. It's got a very thin metal cone in here, and that resonates with the strings, and you know, kind of pushes the air out, and then the whole, you know, you can see all this stuff kind of amplifies it out there, and it's metal, so it's kind of loud. And I'm going to thrash the heck out of it here, so
all right. Of the judgment day, if I had possession of the judgment day, little women I've been loving wouldn't have no right to pray. Well, I went up on the mountain to see as far as I could see. On the mountain, see as far as I could see. Well, I saw the baby had a on the judgment day. Little women I've been loving wouldn't have no right to pray.
Alrighty, thank you. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do this in B flat, is that right? Why we ever picked that key, I don't remember. Get these strings to behave.
I'm gonna be on this highway, people till the break of day. Good was I? Would you? Yeah. One more time. I won't be back no more. Well, I got the key to the highway. Oh, I booked and bound to go.
Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Lovely to have an audience. And God bless the blues. And we have food back there. Enough for all of us. So thanks for coming. It's been fabulous.
Thank you, Steve.
All right. Hey. Thank you. All right. And thanks to this wonderful band. All right. Yeah. Flashlight, ladders. Okay. Thank you very much. God bless.